Hey guys, my name is Hannah and I would say, let's have some fun today. Okay, it isn't the first time I want to recreate something, and this time it's again from Wednesday. Actually, I watched the first season but not the second season, but I saw the new Lady Gaga music video and I saw also the dance clip from the Wednesday 2 season and I really liked it. So I really want to recreate the look from Enid from Emma Myers. I think it's gorgeous. I really love it and I think it's looking so beautiful and stunning and I really want to do this today. You can also see on the Instagram from her makeup artist, it's Shean Fitzgerald. And she did this gorgeous makeup look on her for the dance scene. And you can really see on her Insta how beautiful it's looking. And you can see it very clear. So I thought this is the perfect reference pic that I want to use for the look. And you also can actually see what products she used. So there's a little bit of Pat McGrath in there, a little bit of NARS, a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury, and a little bit of everything else. So I don't have exactly those products, but I have enough things in my possession to recreate this look, and you can see them right behind me. I already sorted them out, what I want to use for the look today. So without further ado, let's start and let's get into the look. Of course, I will clip my hair back first so that we can have it, you know, free from everything and that I can work nicely on my face. And oh yeah, guys, all those things you see, those were my nieces. They put yesterday so much fake tattoos on me and I really tried to wash it all away, but it wasn't that successful. And also you can see a little bit that my real tattoos also, you know, it's filled in beautifully, but it's very hard to get those red pigments away. And this one is actually my real new tattoo that I have. It hurted like crazy. And I'm so sorry, it's looking very disgusting right now because it's wrapped and everything is coming out right now of it. So if you see it here and there, I'm very sorry if you see it up close because it's not looking that great, but under the disgustness, it's a beautiful tattoo and I'm really excited when I can finally take this thing here off, this protective sheet, and I can see it again in its full beauty because I love this tattoo. I'm a really big fan of Arcane. If you didn't notice, I also did a makeup video on Arcane and I tattooed Jinx on me. So I really love it. Pain was 8 out of 10, no doubt about that. And it's my biggest tattoo yet. So yeah, I will see how it will heal, but I'm very positive. And the makeup artist, guys, you see, I'm all about makeup. And the tattoo artist did such a great job and I love her artwork so much and it's pairing so nice with my other things that I have on, you know? So, okay, that is now out of the way. Let's move on with the makeup. And I will zoom you a little bit more in at least so that you can see everything nice and crispy, and then we will start from scratch with foundation like always. And we are, you know, working our way to the eyes and to the lips at the end. So let's do this. So I think this is enough, close enough. And I will start, like I said, with the face. And yeah, the thing is, I think I want to use again the MAC foundation. I like it so much and I think it's the perfect foundation for such, you know, looks for series of films. I really love this foundation, so I will use it again today. So I have a little bit of BB cream on. I think this is enough. And now I will go in with my MAC Face and Body in C1. I put it upside down so that I can use what's left in here because I'm almost out of it, guys. It's so stunning. I really love this foundation. And with a big brush, I will just put it all over my face, basically. Look how stunning. It's really clearing out the skin so nicely, but in such a natural way. I really appreciate that. And now for under the eyes, I decided to go with my Tom Ford Stick Concealer in 0N0 Blank. I think it's also the perfect concealer for a more natural but also very, you know, beautiful type of look. It will cover for sure a little bit of the darkness, the sleepiness around my eyes, and it's giving me a little bit of light back, but it's also very light and not too heavy. With the sponge I will work it in, like always. And with the rest that it's left on the sponge I will go all over my face, just to smooth everything out and make it a little bit more cohesive. And now for powder, I will keep it very simple. I will just use my e.l.f. Hello Glow setting powder right here. I will go basically all over my face, but mostly under the eyes and to the T-zone, because the face of Enid is a little bit more on the glowy side. It's not too, you know, too matte like Wednesday always seem to have it, or Jenna Ortega is also getting very often a more mattifying type of look. So with Enid I really want to keep it a little bit more glowy. So I don't have the feeling she has too much bronzer or contour on, but maybe a little bit of bronzer to, you know, freshen everything up. So I will do just a teensy bit of bronzer on my face, but a really light one that will just give me a little bit of freshness back. But I won't do anything like contour or something like that, because it doesn't seem like it. It seems very, very fresh, you know, so I want to keep it that way as well. So with a really big fluffy brush, I will go into this Pat McGrath bronzer in Naked Desire, and I will just swirl it around. It's a very light one. And I will just go all over my face just to, you know, smooth everything a little bit more out. Okay, now for the blush, I want to use my Charlotte Tilbury Beautifying Face Palette, because she really has a very beautiful pinky blush on, but it's also not too pink. It's not like an, you know, piggy kind of pink. It's more like a little bit of a rosy kind of pink. And I thought this one will fit very nice for the look. So I really want to use this one. And it seems like she has it a little bit more at the back portion of her cheek area. So I want to keep it also very high up, very, you know, a little small area I want to cover with it. I don't want to do too much because it not seems like it on her face at least. So I really want to keep it as high up as possible and, you know, cover a very small area. And therefore I will go with a smaller kind of blush brush in this color right here. I will really focus it very high up, and I'm going very near the eye area. This is already enough, and I don't want to go to the nose. I don't have the feeling she has anything on the nose, so I also don't wanna do that. Maybe a little bit stronger, right where the eye is ending. I also don't want to play with an highlighter because I don't have the feeling she has any highlighter on. And I think this putty formula from Charlotte is giving me also a little bit of a glow. So it's giving me almost both, and I want to keep it that way. With this look, you see we are moving a little bit faster forward than with the Jenna Ortega look, because it's a very simple, easy kind of face look, I have the feeling, and the focus are really on the eyes. So I love that. This is exactly what I usually do. So the brows I will tone very lightly with this Dior palette right here. And it's the Silk Taupe palette. And I will go into this brown. We will use this later on for the eyes as well. But for now, we will use this brown to fill the brows in just a little bit. They are black. Mine are black now because I'm blackening them when I'm dyeing my hair as well. So, but I want to have them a little bit lighter, like Enid has it in this series. And with the other side of the brush, I will brush everything a little bit out so that it's looking a little bit more blended in. And now I will go in with my usual method, you know, I will just go in with a little bit of hair gel and gel everything a little bit upwards. That was very fixed, guys. I love that. And now we basically already are coming to the eyes. I'm very excited about them. So I pulled out some older palettes of mine so that I really can dive into this look and recreate it. I'm very excited about that. So let's do this. I think where she's closing the eyes, the picture, I really can see what they're used for the lids. So let's try to let's try to recreate it. I'm very, very excited about that. Okay, I think I will first start with the lid itself, and I will first, of course, prime it just a little bit so that it has a grip to it. And therefore I will use my NYX eye primer. And I will just do small dot on both sides on the eyes. Work it in. And I will go first in with this very, very light shade. I just want to lighten my lid a little bit more up for that look. And for that I will also use a very, dense kind of blending brush. Going in there. And it's also a little bit more of an baked type of, not really baked, but a little bit more of a softer type of formula. So over the day it's getting a little bit more glowier, and I really appreciate that. Very lightly under the eyes, the same brush. Don't have to be too careful with this shade because it's so light and you barely can see it, but it's giving the eyes something, something very special. I really love that. And now with the same brush again, because I want to really keep it light, I will go into this shade right here. Because her lids are very, very light coated. And I really want to try to recreate this type of dusty, rosy look she has going on. On her lower lash line it's mostly black, but I will go just very lightly in this shade again with the same brush. And I will smudge it very, very lightly under my lower lash line. But not really noticeable. Okay, and now for the middle area, I will go in with my Pat McGrath quad in Risky Rose. And I will focus on this very light, peachy, pinky kind of shade. And I will take it with my hand, with my finger, and go into the middle portion with this one, very, very lightly. Because if you are really zooming on close to the picture, you can see that she's having a little bit of a flick of light in the middle. And I really want to do that as well. Now, before we will come to the most fun part, in my opinion, the blue, we will first recreate the little wing that's going on her eyes. It's very, very, very light. And for that I will use the same brush that I used for my brows, and I will go in with the Tom Ford Dark Opulence palette. And I will take this black right here because it's not so black, and it's a very, buildable type of black. And I think this will help to keep it a little bit more softer. And I will do really just a small wing. And I'm keeping the black very near my lower lash line. I think this is already enough. It's really just a very small wing, because the focus will be on the blue at the end. Okay guys, like that. I think this is already enough. And now let's come to the fun part, to the blue. And for that I will use a very small packing brush, and first I will put on a glitter glue, and I will use the NYX glitter primer for that. And I will put a small amount on the brush, really just a small little dot. And it really seems like she just has it on the inner portion of her eyes, at the inner corners, and a little bit upwards, but not really on her lid itself. So I want to try to recreate that. And for the best results, I will just put the dot into the inner corners and brushing it a little bit upwards, like a wing I'm always doing. She also has it a little bit down here, so with the rest just that's left on my brush, I will put it around the little wing I created. Okay, and my thought process was, I will go first in with the blue of this MAC palette right here. It's my MAC Sparkle Storm palette. Love it so much, and I will use this blue as a base, basically, you could say. Need to look at the picture first. Okay, going right in there, and I will first put it into the inner corners of my lid area and follow it upwards like a wing, but very, very lightly. I already love that, guys. I could go out like that and it would be perfectly fine, but we are not at the end, of course. Now we need a stronger type of blue. But before we will do that, I forgot that she also has a little bit of blue over her wing. So I will try to recreate that as well. But maybe not with this brush. Let me switch the brush. For that I will maybe use the same brush that I used for the wing. I'm going into the blue again. And I will follow my wing with that. But this time I won't be too precise. I just smudge it a little bit over it. And it's also a little bit under, I don't know. And a little bit under it, yes. Like that, I would say. It's looking very, very cool. And now we will come to the main blue that I will use. And therefore I will take my very old Pat McGrath quad in... What was it called again? This very old quad right here. I think it's Nocturnal Nirvana or something like that. Is it? I think it's Nocturnal Nirvana. And I want to go into this blue, of course. I think it's a very beautiful blue. They actually used the blue from this palette right here, but I don't have this quad in my possession. So I think this blue will do it just as fine. And for that, I will go first again in with my smaller type of packing brush, right into the blue. And I will follow basically what I did with the blue from the MAC palette. I will follow exactly the line. And again, the same thing with the smaller brush that I used for the wing. I will go again into this blue and I will follow the line that I did over the wing. And also the line under the wing. She also seemed... I don't have those small, stones that she had under there, so I won't use them today. But I will use for sure a glitter. But before I will do that, if you are zooming in, you can see that the line is going even further to the end portion of the lid area, but there she has a very, very light glittery shade on, so I want to do that as well. And for that, because I didn't use that for a long time and I really want to use it, I will use my Colourpop 10 out of 10 Super Shock Shadow Ultra Glitter in 24D1. It's this like silvery shade, but I want to do it very light so that it's like a beautiful glitter that it's going on, So, and to get that effect, I will go into the silver very lightly. I will tap the excess off and I will elongate the line just with the silver that I have here. I want that it's looking a little bit more like glitter specks, I hope you can see that, guys. It's very, very... a very small detail, but I love it. It's looking so cool and glittery. After that, we need to use a little bit of real glitter, and therefore I will use my Colourpop X Frozen 2 glitter in the Dark Sea. I think it's the perfect glitter for that. The only downside is, I think you can tell. It's so dried out, guys. I need to bring it back to life somehow. I don't know how, but somehow I need, because I love this glitter and I don't know why it's getting so fast so dry. But I will take a very small amount on my finger and I will put it into the inner corners very lightly. Maybe you know that the sparkles will hold a little bit better, because they don't, because they're so dried out. I will go again in with a little bit of my NYX glitter glue. So just that they have something to grab on, because they're so dried out right now. And otherwise I don't have the feeling they will hold. So going into the middle portion with my finger. And now I will try my luck again. Okay, I think this actually works. I really like that. The other side as well. Ooh. Already have a whole bunch of glitters. Maybe this is a little bit too much of those big ones, so I will try to get some away. If you are using those, be really careful when you are washing them away. Use a pad, really pat them away from your eyes. I think we are already almost done. I just will use a little bit of a black eyeliner for my waterline, and I think this is everything I want to do with the eyes. And it seems like in the middle portion of her waterline she has also a little bit of a white eyeliner. I will also do that. So for the black eyeliner I will use my Melt eyeliner in black. I will go right in there. And it seems like that she has it smudged on just very lightly also under her eyes. But very, very near the lash line. Now with my finger I will smudge it very lightly out. And now I will use a very white eyeliner from NYX. I need to be careful with this one, I need to sharpen it again. And I will put this one right into the middle portion. Like that, just for a little white accent in the middle portion. Okay, I have the feeling this is everything I want to do for the eyes. She also has, you know, fake eyelashes. I don't want to do them. I don't like them, to be honest. So maybe what we also can do is put a little bit of that Pat McGrath color that we have on our lid, a little bit also onto the middle portion of our lower lash line. I want to really quickly do that, and then we can cover our eyelashes in mascara. So for that I will use again the Pat McGrath quad in Risky Rose, and I will go very lightly with the inner corner brush into the shade right here that we used also for the lid. I will just put it very lightly also into the middle portion, my lower lash line, just for a little accent, because I have the feeling she also has something like that going on. Now I will use my favorite black mascara of all time to cover my lashes, and this is the Supernatural mascara from Melt Cosmetics. I love it so much. And with this big beauty I will just do the lashes. Okay, and now for the lips. She has very rosy lips, very beautiful, very juicy, and I will first align them with my NYX lip liner in pale pink. I think it's a good match. And again, I think Pat McGrath is the perfect match for this look. In general, when I see looks like that, I need to think of Pat McGrath. So I grabbed my Pat McGrath Blitz Trans lipstick in Lady Stardust. It's so beautiful, and I will just cover my lip with it. I think it's the perfect match. Okay guys, I think her lips are a little bit more cool toned, so maybe I will use another one over it so that it's mixing very nicely, and I have something in mind. And I will use a little bit of Dream Lover. I think it will mix very nice, and it's the perfect, more coolish kind of shade that she's having. Yeah. Now we are getting a little bit more somewhere. Could be maybe a little bit more warmer, but I like it like that. So I think I will keep it. But I really love it. So I think this is everything I want to do. I will do now the good old close-up that you can see everything. And then we will be right back with the zoomed out version. And yeah, just a little bit of my thoughts on this look. But all in all, I think you can tell that I love it. Guys, this is the look all zoomed out. I really love it. I love to play with makeup. Look at the mess behind me. This is what I love so much, to just play around, to use my old makeup. It also inspires me to think of color combinations, of stuff that I own, what I want to use, you know, what's really fitting for the look. And this is always what makes me very excited and happy. So I love that look so much. It's right up my alley, it's right up my aesthetic, so I really enjoy it. I love that I used some very old stuff I didn't use for such a long time. And yeah, I think I also can go out like that, so I will do that, of course. What do you think about the look? Let me know in the comments down below. Which look inspired you in the last couple of weeks? What are you looking at? What are you liking? What is your preference? Tell me all about it. And if you enjoyed this video, guys, I would be really happy if you give me a thumbs up, that I know that you like this kind of content. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click on the little bell to get notifications here and there when I'm posting something new. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. We will see each other in my next video, and until then, bye guys.